10 years. This moment, right here, been building for 10 years, leading to where we are right now with this movie. Holy crap. Just holy crap. Hey, what's up, you guys? Film Fan 0599 here again, and today we're going to review Avengers Infinity War. So Avengers Infinity War stars basically everyone. Like, this movie stars basically almost everyone you've seen in a MCU film, honestly. Like, I can't even, like, where do I even begin, like, of who this movie stars? Like, this is, like, the biggest cast I've ever seen for a film. So, yeah, you know, you got your Avengers, you got your Guardians, you got side heroes, stuff like that. Basically, you know, this movie stars everyone. It's crazy. It really is. But what this film is basically about, it's about when, you know, Thanos is coming. Thanos is coming to, you know, just mess everything up. And now the Avengers and, you know, such, you know, the Avengers and such now need to find a way to stop Thanos before he gets all the Infinity Stones to basically screw up the world. So, what did I think of Avengers Infinity War? Going into this movie, I was obviously very, very excited. You know, as was everybody. Honestly, I don't think I've seen literally, like, everyone, I mean everyone, excited for a movie like this since The Force Awakens. Like, I really hadn't seen people, like, this excited. I'm talking, like, on the level of this anticipation, honestly. Like The Force Awakens, honestly. Like, everyone, I mean everyone. Like, you know, mothers, fathers, you know, sisters, brothers, your great Uncle Joes, like, everyone was excited for this movie. Like, everyone was. And, you know, I was included. I was very, very excited for this movie, honestly. I really was. I couldn't wait for it because it was everything that the MCU had built towards, honestly, till now. It really was. It was everything that the MCU had built towards. You know, 10 years. Ever since with the first Iron Man. This is what this whole thing was building towards. This moment with this movie. Like, everything that this MCU has built up to was all culminating here. And, you know, it was just going to be an event, not just like a movie. It was just going to be an event for everyone. And, you know, I was so excited going into it. And I couldn't wait to see what they were going to do with this movie. And so, I finally saw the movie last night. I was ready. I was excited. I was like, okay, it's time. It's finally time to see this movie. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do with the film. I'm so excited. I was not ready for this movie at all. After seeing this film, I was emotionally drained. I was emotionally drained after this film. This movie makes you feel everything. It really does. It makes you feel happy. It makes you feel sad, angry, excited. Like, it makes you feel everything, this film. It really does. Like, this movie just makes you feel everything. And, man, what an experience, honestly. Seriously, what an experience it was seeing this film. And the movie is phenomenal in every way. This is probably one of the best superhero films I've ever seen. It's so incredible, honestly. Like, it really is. This movie is phenomenal. It's an absolute masterpiece, honestly. Like, I really do think so. This movie was everything I could have asked for. And more, to be honest with you. Like, it really was. Like, this movie is amazing. I absolutely loved every minute of Avengers Infinity War. There was never a time where I was like, ugh, whatever. But I was literally loving every moment. I just had a big smile on my face because, like, this was real. Like, something I would have imagined as a kid. Like, all these heroes coming together for one giant movie. I would have never thought that would happen in a million years. And it happened. Like, it happened. Like, it's here. Like, it was awesome. It was so amazing to witness. It was absolutely phenomenal. I thought the movie delivered on everything and more. It really did. And I fell in love with Avengers Infinity War. So enough of me rambling. Let's get on with it. Let's get on to the positives. Let's get on to the many, many, many positives that I have with this film. I can't stress that enough. I have many positives with this movie, and let's get into them. First being with the acting. The acting is absolutely tremendous in this film. I thought everyone did an absolutely incredible job in this movie. Everyone does a phenomenal job in the film. Now, I'll try my best to talk about at least a good portion amount of people. Can't talk about every single one, but I'll try my best to talk about a good portion of people. But the first person I need to talk about is this whole damn MVP in this movie, and that is Chris Hemsworth as Thor. This guy, wow, Thor was the MVP of this entire movie. He was an absolute badass, and he was awesome. There's a moment, now listen, no spoilers, of course, no spoilers whatsoever. I'm not like that. There are going to be no spoilers in this review, but I will just say this. There is one scene that involves him, and it was one of the greatest / badass things I think I've ever seen in my entire life. He was awesome. He was a force to be reckoned with in this movie, and he was great. I loved Thor in this movie. He was so awesome, honestly, and he was the true MVP of this movie. He was absolutely phenomenal. I thought he did an absolutely fantastic job in this film. He was absolutely incredible. I loved him in this movie. He was so awesome. He was so great. And, you know, Chris Hemsworth just brings a lot to this character. You know, he's badass and everything, but, you know, he brings a lot of emotion and heart as well to this character. And he was absolutely phenomenal. I thought Thor was incredible, honestly. Like, I really thought Chris Hemsworth did an amazing job as Thor in this film, and this is honestly the best I've ever seen the character. Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, of course. You know, Tony Stark, he was great. You know, it's always great to see him as his character, and he was fantastic in this film. I really loved him a lot in this movie. You know, he gave such a great emotional performance as well. He was fantastic in the movie. I thought he did an absolutely incredible job. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. It was great to see him again, and he was awesome too. Like, a lot of the stuff that he does in this film was really cool as well, and I really enjoyed him in the film as well. He was really great in my opinion. Tom Holland as Spider-Man. He was great too. Like, I really enjoyed him in this film as well. Like, he continues to prove why he's the best Spider-Man we've ever gotten. Like, he really truly embraces this character to its full potential, and he is amazing in this movie. And one scene in particular, which of course, no spoilers, like I said before, but yeah, that one scene, his performance, absolutely phenomenal. I think everybody that's seen the movie knows what I'm talking about. And yeah, this guy's great, and he really does give it his all in this movie, and I absolutely thought he was fantastic in the film. You know, Chris Evans as, you know, Captain America, was great seeing him again. You know, Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, was great to see him again. He was awesome for what he had to do. The Guardians are great. You know, it was awesome seeing the Guardians, you know, in an Avengers movie. You know, that was awesome. Like, you know, Chris Pratt was great. So was Eldana. Dave Bautista was awesome. He was probably my favorite Guardian in this entire movie. He was amazing. I loved every moment with him. You know, Rocket Raccoon, you know, it was great seeing Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon again. Groot, you know, Mantis, like, it was just great to see all those characters, and they were great, honestly. They were really fantastic. Yeah, they were really fantastic as well. But the other MVP, besides Chris Hemsworth as Thor, the other MVP in this film is Josh Brolin as Thanos. Wow. Thanos is easily the best villain I think we've had in this entire MCU, honestly. Wow. This guy, yeah, everything that, you know, like Kevin Feige, the Russos, you know, the stars, they basically, yeah, they were right. Yeah, Thanos is not a guy to be messed with. Thanos does not screw around with anything. This guy pulls no punches. He gets straight down to business. He is a great villain, honestly. And Josh Brolin really gives a menacing and commanding performance as this character. And he was really phenomenal in this film. Like, I really thought he did an absolutely amazing job in this film. He really did, honestly, in my opinion, give a really menacing and commanding performance as Thanos. And it was absolutely amazing to watch, honestly. And, you know, like I said, this guy pulls no punches. And he's great. Honestly, like I said, he's probably the best villain we've had in this entire MCU, to be honest. He was really fantastic in this film. So yeah, the acting is really phenomenal in this film. I thought everyone gave a really tremendous performance in this film, to be honest. I really did think everyone gave a tremendous performance in this film. The action sequences are absolutely incredible. I think the action sequences are absolutely phenomenal with this film. They are very well shot, very well choreographed, and just a blast to watch, honestly. Like, some of my favorite action scenes in this entire MCU, to be honest with you. Like, I absolutely love the action sequences in this film. They are such a blast to watch, especially one in Wakanda. Seriously, like, it is absolutely phenomenal. I love the action sequences in this film. The action sequences are absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. I do really think the Russo brothers did an absolutely great job with them. Like I said, they are, you know, very well shot, very well choreographed, and they are just simply a blast to watch. The humor is great too. You know, this is probably the darkest film Marvel has ever done, to be honest with you. But there is humor, and they do actually quite balance that really well, in my opinion. I thought they balanced the humor and those, like, dark elements and, you know, much more emotional elements. I thought they actually balanced that really well. I actually thought the humor was really good with this movie. I thought they actually did a really fantastic job with that. I was really laughing a lot throughout the film whenever they did bring up humor and stuff like that. It was great. And, you know, like I said, with the much darker elements and the much, you know, emotional and heavier moments, they do a really fantastic job with that. Like I said, this is probably the darkest movie Marvel has ever done. They pull no punches in this movie. They don't hold back, and, you know, it's chaos. And, you know, like, the characters, like, the stakes are at an all-time high. And I was really hoping with this film, considering how big and massive it was, and my expectations were succeeded, because, yeah, the stakes are high. There are stakes. There are some pretty big stakes in this movie. And it is all executed very well, in my opinion. I thought the stakes were great, and, you know, how they handle those type of moments, you know, the much darker, much more emotional moments are really fantastic, and I really like how they handle that in this film, and I really enjoyed that in this film. I thought they actually did a really fantastic job with that. And the way that just the movie, like I said, it will leave you emotionally drained. It really will. Honestly, it will leave you emotionally drained, this film. And it is quite fantastic, honestly. I really like how they handled those dark, heavier, and much more emotional moments in this film. And they did a really fantastic job with that. I like the chemistry between... Every time, like, these characters are, like, kind of split up and are, like, interacting with different other characters, it's great. Like, I love seeing it. It is so awesome. Because, like I said, as a kid, I would have never thought I would see, like, Iron Man talking to Doctor Strange. Like, I thought I would never see that on the big screen, but here it is. Like, it's right here, and it's great to see. Like, I love that. It's awesome. And, like, just the chemistry, like, whenever they're split into teams or whatever, especially these group of 3 people. I won't necessarily say who it is, but when these group of 3 people are together, amazing. It is awesome. Like, they were the best team, in my opinion, in terms of this entire film. Like, I loved seeing it. It was awesome, in my opinion, and they were really great to watch. Like, I thought all the characters had such amazing chemistry with each other. You know, it was such a blast to watch them go back and forth with each other, and it was great. And speaking of the characters, this movie could have been a total mess. Honestly, it really could have, because of all the characters that they have in this movie, and, you know, like, it was just a massive cast, and it could have been a total disaster. But know that the way that the Russo brothers handle that with this movie is great. Like, I really thought the way that they handle each character, like, each character honestly gets a time to shine, and it's really fantastic. Like, I really like how that's handled in this film. And, you know, I really thought the way that they handled the characters and the storylines too. You know, obviously the big turnaround with it is Thanos and stuff like that, but there is individual storylines that kind of go along with it. And I was really invested in all of them. Like, I was never, like, not invested into one of them. Because why? Because the characters are really well handled and they make you invested into it. And I love that. And they do a really fantastic job of that in this film. And I really do think, you know, if this could have been a disaster. Like, it really could have, with, like, all these characters put into this film. It really could have been a disaster. But no, the Russo brothers do a really great job with that. You know, we saw it with Civil War, but Civil War is very minimum compared to this. And they did a fantastic job with that, in my opinion. I really thought the way that they handled all the characters in this movie was really great. The writing is fantastic with this movie. I thought the writing was absolutely incredible with this movie. The writing is absolutely phenomenal. The directing is fantastic with this film. I thought the directing was absolutely amazing. Like, mwah. Honestly, the directing is absolutely incredible. The Russo brothers, I can't praise these guys enough. These guys know how to handle a superhero film. We've seen it with the Winter Soldier, we've seen it with Civil War, and now we've seen it with Infinity War. These guys know how to handle a superhero film. And their directing is absolutely phenomenal with this film. I thought the directing was absolutely incredible. The movie is very well shot, very well edited. Cinematography is absolutely beautiful with this movie. And I just thought they did an absolutely tremendous job directing this film, and honestly, like, hats off to them. They just, you know, they had a lot to work with, and they did an absolutely fantastic job of really executing everything that they needed to execute with this film. And there was a lot of pressure put onto these guys with this movie, with expectations and all of that, and they succeeded 100% in my opinion. And they did an absolutely phenomenal job directing this film, and they were amazing. I thought they did an absolutely incredible job directing this film. The visual effects are great. I really thought the visual effects were really fantastic. Definitely some of the best visuals we have seen in an MCU film, in my opinion. I really do think the visual effects are fantastic. And lastly, the pacing. The pacing is absolutely incredible. This movie is 2 hours and 29 minutes, I believe. I believe that is the runtime with this film. And never once did I feel the runtime, because I was so invested into this movie. Like, I thought the pacing was really great. The fact that this movie is almost 2.5 hours, and I was never bored, that's a good thing to do. And I was invested into this movie 100%. I thought the way that the pacing was handled was really great. It moved at such a nice, natural pace, and I loved it. I thought it was absolutely very well handled, and I was really never bored. Honestly, I was never bored, not once throughout this film. I was so invested of what was going on in this movie. So overall, Avengers Infinity War, what else can I say? This was everything I could possibly have wanted with this film. And much more. Like I said before, this movie is a spectacle. This movie is everything I wanted. Honestly, I could have been happier. Honestly, like, this is, like, things like these show, like, why I love movies. And why I love going to the movies. And why I just love talking about them. Because, you know, it can be a spectacle. And this didn't just feel like a movie to me. This felt like an event. Like a spectacle. You know, something that everyone needs to witness. And I'm pretty sure everyone is witnessing it, because it's the fastest movie to gross over $1 billion, so everyone is witnessing it, which makes me happy, because this movie is something special. This is one of the greatest superhero films I think I've ever seen in my entire life, and it quite possibly could be the best Marvel movie ever made. Honestly, it could possibly be, honestly, and I really loved it. I absolutely fell in love with Avengers: Infinity War. And just, wow, just phenomenal. I left the theater speechless. And, like, I just couldn't believe what I witnessed. A+. Did you really think, A+. Did you really think I was going to give it anything lower than that? This movie, masterpiece. I don't care what anybody, I know some people are just going to be like, oh, Marvel fanboy and stuff. No. This is just much more than just a Marvel film, in my opinion. No, this is something truly incredible. This is an event to witness, and this is everything I think so everybody should see. If you're not even that invested into Marvel, just see it. Like, this is just something everyone needs to witness. This is a spectacle, unlike anything. Honestly, unlike anything that this year will present us, this is a spectacle, an attraction, and it's amazing. I loved every minute of it, and I want to see it again. I want to see it at least 4 more times, 5 more times. I don't care. I don't care if I have to see this 100 times. Like, I want to see this again. A+, absolutely phenomenal in every sense of the word. Truly deserves an A+. So, if you have seen Avengers: Infinity War, what did you think of it? Please leave in the comment section below. And I'm FilmFan0599, and we will see you all later. Peace.